by 18, I'm already in catching my first charge as an adult. I'm in county jail. On from that, y'all know what it is. Next, back to back. I'm going in for even tickets now. Because you done build up so much points, it is so easy to just go back in, you know? So eventually I got blamed for something I don't want to get into the specifics of it. I could get into the charge. It was attempted murder. Initially it was a murder. They dropped it to attempt. And then they dropped it to aggravated assault. No, aggravated battery with firearm. That just go to show you how you go from murder, this person is dead, to aggravated battery. Like, be just.
All right, good afternoon. This is State of Florida versus Stephen Testo with multiple cases before the court.
First of all, man, tell us what your name is, where you from, and let's go ahead and start with your origin story, man. Where were you born? How was your childhood? And just start from there, dog.
That might be a little bit too much information these days. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, I grew up in Florida. Partially actually because I used to live in Jamaica. Came up here at 9 years old into the American dream, and it turned out being a nightmare, you know. I'm 29 years old right now. I don't really know. I don't really know too much to give the people right now because they already know me, Life After Podcast. But it's a mean story. It's a simple story coming up in the impoverished neighborhood, you know, same outcome, you know, the same dead atmosphere, the same cycles, the same traps, due to ignorance, falling for the same traps. It's just the same thing. It's nothing new. This is a world right now where everything has been exposed. So it's not too much more to go into. But I do want to skip to the part where I was a problem child, which led for me being a foster child also. And y'all know that's another trap. Dropout, another trap. Eventually, I went to the big dog house. Yeah, I went to prison, and it's nothing to brag about. It's nothing to be proud about. It's nothing to feel like you have gained any value or any credit. It is actually one of the most devastating experience I have ever witnessed with my bare eyes in such an intense setting where it's almost like looking at a graveyard. You know, those bunks, they look like graveyards, you know. A lot of people in there that's just got a triple down taste of oppression, front row seat, and they just left from oppression and came so-called to be disciplined and punished. But yet when you show up there, you're literally in deeper darkness. And if you're not strong enough, you will either not make it out, you will make it out halfway worse than you went through, or you might make it out halfway better than you went in. It is so many possibilities. It's just like out here. Out here is a bigger prison. It's no different. It's all about the decisions you make. You know, you can't control anything else outside of that. But first and foremost, you can't control yourself. Right, so I did 7 years, Avon Park.
Hey, hold on, let me slow you down. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, so before we get into the prison story,
Well, let me give them my name too. My name Miguel. I should have been gave y'all that, but y'all know we out here everywhere, all over the place. Yeah.
All right. So Miguel, when did you start getting in trouble? Like specifically around what age? What were the initial crimes that kind of led you going to prison? When did you go to prison? How old were you? And what exactly did you go to prison for? And can you explain that?
It started when I came out the womb. I'm gonna be honest with you. I grew up. I came out in the dungeons in Jamaica. Well, I came out in America. I was born here, but then I went to America as a baby before I can even walk. Grandmother ended up dying, bouncing around from family members. down in Jamaica, living in the gutter, living in the country with the natural stuff, living in the wealthy side, I've been all around, but most of the time I spent in a impoverished area. So it was already set, that mindset, that impoverished mindset, that poor mindset is already instilled or being downloaded, especially throughout a child in a matrix and their upbringing. They're collecting a lot of that information, and that is going to dictate a lot of who they're going to be, because they're at the fastest rate of growth, of learning. They're a clean slate. They're pure. And the easiest thing to contaminate is the things that's pure, right? So, I mean, that was the start of it. But when I came here, I would say like 11 years old, I caught my first charge, robbing a school, my elementary school. That was like the smartest, dumbest thing I've ever done. Thanks to the old me. Shout out to old me. This is who I became now. So, that's why I said shout out. It's just appreciating the process. After you look back, it's not really as bad as you think, right? It's just now you're in a position now where you can, from experience, share these stories and these episodes and these chapters that you have closed, and that, it might be even the book that you have to put on the shelf and be like, I'm starting a new book. And this ink right here, this is sacred ink. And I hold value every single word and every single line, metaphor, analogies. Everything has meaning now. Before we was careless, I was careless. Let me speak for myself first and foremost. But yeah, 11 years old, I caught my first charge, ended up going to juvenile programs, level 6 program, Thompson Academy. Can't forget that. 16 years old, I was already in a group home. Mom gave up on me. It was definitely not her fault. So, the world might paint her as a bad person, Things that you do now to discipline a child is looked at it's harsh. It's harsh, and it's really not. A spanking, it's not harsh. I mean, yeah, there's a better way to do it, but that's just the way that they're doing it. Offer them help, offer them mental help, offer them parenting skills before you just criticize it. But yeah, so my mom she's not a horrible person. She just wanted the best for me, and she just didn't know what was more effective, because she was too busy working. She was too busy being busy, and that leads to her being absent. So that's even more, another trap, all these traps. Father in prison, I would say I followed his footsteps, but no, it was a choice. It was a choice. I wasn't destined. I wasn't cursed. I don't accept those type of hexes and things over my life, bro. You know what I mean? I am blessed. I am blessed. And all of us are. Never let anyone tell you. The goal is for them to trick you into believing it. That is how they get you, But I was a good kid, man. I was a good kid. I was smart, man. I was intelligent. My teachers loved me. Everybody loved me. Everybody had high hopes for me. Everybody tried their best, and all that's appreciated. But hard head make a soft butt, right? And butt stinks, right? So I ended up being that defiant, me leaning on my own understanding, wanted to figure things out. I wanted to feel how hot the fire was. I didn't believe through word of mouth that the stove was hot. So, I just had to go and live the life. And by 18, I'm already in catching my first charge as an adult. I'm in county jail. On from that, y'all know what it is. Next, back to back. I'm going in for even tickets now. Because you done build up so much points, it is so easy to just go back in, So eventually I got blamed for something I don't want to get into the specifics of it. I could get into the charge. It was attempted murder. Initially it was a murder. They dropped it to attempt. And then they dropped it to aggravated assault. No, aggravated battery with firearm. That just go to show you how you go from murder, this person is dead, to aggravated battery. Like, be just. Don't try to lower it to where you still get a conviction. That's what they care about. But I don't want to get into the politics of it. But what I would say is, you should get into politics. You should get into religion. You should get into everything. All of this stuff is put here. This is our world. Never for 1 second think that the government run this world. God created this for us. There's no such thing as a homeless person. This earth is ours. We live here, literally, right? Our cells live in our body. This is the home for every single cell in our body, every organ in our body. Who's to sit and say, well, they say the heart's in control. No. That's when divisions start happening. That's when the body start going against its nature, and the body start operating outside of its normal operation. So, but anyways, yeah, so I ended up copping out. I wanted to take it to trial. I was forced to learn law. It was either that or just get railroaded, like most people do. They either get railroaded when they go to trial, or they cop out to something that's suitable for them because they have already been hit with these scare tactics and these fear tactics that they use to get you to just cop out to anything. They'll let you sit in the county jail for 2 years, 3 years until you're tired and you're just ready to go home. So once they come at you with, all right, just take 5 years. We've been offering you 25 before, but you didn't do the crime. But you're gonna take the 5 years. You know why? Because you're ready to get the hell out of here, man. It's hell being in there. So I also have compassion, and I see why people take these pleas. I was one of those people myself. So I knew I had a case. I had jailhouse lawyers, they called them, but they're human beings just like me and you. A lawyer with a suit and tie on that has a certificate on a paper and whatever, and in a database saying that they have a bar number and whatever, doesn't make them an actual lawyer more than a person who doesn't have all that extra stuff to give credibility. Some people are true natural healers. Some people are real deal true just people, and they can deliver people from being just and representing someone else. This is just, but everything has gotten so much of a title. Everything has gotten so sectioned off, and it's just limitations. So much limitations for humanity to grow as a collective rather than certain people or certain things or certain whatever. So, but